The United Nations, in partnership with other youth groups, were in Korogocho slums celebrating volunteers in different fields. The program manager in Africa for UN Volunteers, Tapiwa Kamruko, has called for more efforts from volunteers towards development.
Volunteers are very important, and volunteerism itself is an enormous resource for development. And increasingly, it is becoming one of the assets, one of the capitals that many developing countries as well as developed countries are recognizing in order to speed up development. As you heard from the Secretary General's statement, without the contribution of volunteers worldwide, it would not have been possible for many countries to be where they are in terms of the implementation of the Millennium Development Goals.
Unemployment among the youth is one great challenge that Kenya is still facing, but youths are being called upon to be more creative and do volunteer work so as to identify their talents as well as job entry points.
Employment and youth empowerment is all about creativity. It is through this that you'll discover, oh, actually here we don't have garbage bag, let me start a garbage business. But when you sit back at home and worry and cry that there's no employment, really, there's no hope for you. So volunteerism opens up several opportunities for the youth.
We also see the opportunity that aligns perfectly with Vision 2030, because we know in a situation, in a country like Kenya where we have very young people, mobilizing their efforts and their enthusiasm and their passion into meaningful work. If there's a policy, it enables then people to appreciate what that means and utilize it well, because then you would know who's a volunteer, how to manage volunteer, and also how to utilize this amongst other resources. So
many a time, volunteering programs are not appreciated since their work is not documented. However, groups working in the volunteer field are working on a national policy that, if implemented, will promote volunteering in a big way.
Not having a volunteer policy that puts structures, puts systems in place so everybody does their own thing, and you end up doing duplication, and these limited resources are used over and over doing the same thing instead of using them creatively. So we're working together with the government, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Affairs, and so far a draft has been done. We are going to have a consultant to work on the policy, and hopefully by next year, July, we should be having something to present to the Parliament.
While marking the Volunteers' Day in Korogocho slums, cleaning as well as tree planting activities were carried out, with Kenyans being asked to uphold the spirit of volunteering. Henry Maina, GBS News.